they're picking it into a gyrocopter, which I find interesting. But this pretty much means, like, it's Dendi Mag. Like, I'm like 99% sure, because I think they're just going to do Queen Undying offlane, and they're going to put Mag mid, and then they're going to do Shaker +1 safe lane. That's my guess.
Okay, the final ban, Phoenix taking away the Juggernaut here from Horst. Obviously one of his heroes. Lina is going to be the final one from Na'Vi. Phoenix, of course, themselves still looking towards what their mid hero is going to be. And as we're expecting the Mag in the mid lane, obviously there's potential for Na'Vi to switch it up if they fancy to do so. So Phoenix, I mean, what is kind of left in the pool that we might be seeing them opt for here?
All right, so they need potentially a mid. Yeah. Well, Lina's banned. Oh, what?
Okay, we're going to see Slark.
Wasn't expecting that, just being honest. But I can see how it's actually very good here.
I mean, if it is a Magnus mid, Slark should do all right. Or still going to be a pretty nasty lane.
They could actually put the Slark safe lane, put Gyro mid.
Okay.
That's a much easier matchup. And that way, like, the Slark could still potentially lose the lane to Mag. Because Slark is one of those heroes that in order to harass, you pretty much have to hurt yourself in the process, right? Like, so you pound somebody, and then you Dark Pact. You're still taking damage, and Mag has double nuke. So you don't really want to, like, hurt yourself into a double nuke, because you could just end up dying. So I think it's much more likely that we're just going to be seeing the Gyro mid and Phantom Assassin here for Horst. It's going to be the choice.
Okay, and it's going to be funny. Quap, Dendi Magnus, Artstyle on his then dying. Saneko Shaker over on the side of MVP Phoenix. So KP is going to be on the Gyro, so we can expect to see that in the safe lane. And Q, their mid laner,
going to be mid Slark.
It's going to be the Slark. So it is going to be putting the Slark up against Dendi on the Magnus. At least that's what we can imagine to see. March, of course.
I think I can honestly say I've never seen that matchup before in mid. At least not in a pro game, right? I'm trying to think, because back when Slark was picked a lot, some people actually tried to put him mid, and they very quickly realized that the hero is just not good 1v1. Like, he's just not. Not until at least you have a couple of items and you have at least level 6, right? Because that's when you can start actually recovering once you start making trades. That's what makes Slark so good, is his ability to recover his health after he's already made a trade, come back and then fully push the hero out of the lane, or go for a kill. The problem in lane is that he just doesn't have the sustain. Like, he just can't stay. He doesn't have any spam, and his spam actually deals damage to himself.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into the next series here of the day. MVP Phoenix up against the side of Na'Vi, and to say the least, some exciting picks coming out from both sides. This is certainly going to be a game and a half that we're going to be having on our hands. So it looks for the time being, Febby will be heading up to that offlane on the Bounty Hunter. And as we're saying, KP, of course, the position one here for Phoenix on the Gyro. And what looks to be a mid-Slark being played by QO. Over on the side of Na'Vi, pretty much the lanes that we're expecting. As you're saying, you reckon we're going to kind of see Artstyle head towards the bottom lane and hang around with Funnick at the start and just kind of let Horst pretty much, I'd imagine, have the lane to himself, because I wouldn't be surprised if we see Saneko kind of focus on the mid lane, especially if it's a Slark, to try and punish that decision.
Yeah, I think it's more likely that we're going to see QO mid, just because he might have an even harder time in bottom lane, because it's going to be Queen Undying. Like, you can't farm against that as Slark, there's no way. I just think that no matter where QO goes, his laning phase is probably not going to be optimal. But he'll probably get more out of mid, and if anything, he's going to get more experience there, which means that he'll be able to get 6 faster, he can start rotating, he can look to maybe get like his treads going and then try to team fight.
And the question is, can they go for a level 1 contest here, Funnick? He's simply just going to blink himself away again, and it looks like the bounty is going to go the way of Dendi here, and that's going to give him a very quick bottle, of course. He's got 630 gold straight up, so that's going to help him massively here on the mid lane. Top lane, Horst did manage to get himself the rune, but he is now being charged here by March. Febby chasing this one down as well, has an orb of Venom. Can they kill him here? Do they have the damage to deal with him? With the body blocks, maybe. The slow's going to connect here, but he's just going to blink himself back towards the creep wave here. And Horst is able to keep himself safe. So yeah, mid lane QO. He's getting eyed up at the moment by Saneko, who is going to hang around for the time being on this Shaker.
That was a really nice reactionary play by Horst. And also why, anybody who might not know, that's why you always save your skill points at level 1, just in case you need an ability like that to be able to get away. I mean, bottom lane is probably going to suffer for MVP, no doubt about that.
Oh, Dendi! He managed to force QO back there. And it's just going to be a bit of damage done, but you got to be careful where you stand as a melee hero farming against this Magnus.
Yeah, for sure. And again, this matchup is a little bit weird. Dendi, he's taking full advantage of it though. realizing that until QO hits like level 2 or 3, he's not going to have any points in an Essence Shift. And he's going to be forced to salve extremely early. In middle lane, Febby, he's looking for the Spider Courier, but yeah, he might get it on the way back.
Hey, Mark, but Seneco's picked up the bottle. He's going to act as the courier there, essentially, for Dendi.
Oh, he sees it.
Yeah.
Oh, he popped out. All right, so they see him. They're not going to send it back.
Bottom lane, Nuts and Funnick just trading harass here. Back towards the mid lane, Seneco moving back in, trying to do what he can to make it as hard as possible for QO to find the farm. 4 for 4 at the moment on Dendi compared to the 1 for 2 on QO, so already just a minute and a half in, it is apparent that this Slark is suffering.
I think, again, it's not getting the farm is a little bit of a nuisance for him, but he'll be able to come back just because Slark's fighting capability skyrockets once he hits like level 7 or 8. You know, you get that Shadow Dance going, and then you have a couple more points in a Dark Pact. You can start farming with your Aquila and your Treads. You can choose to fight if you want to. And against heroes like Phantom Assassin, during the mid-game, you actually do pretty well because your damage is mostly magical, and then your Essence Shift stacks start to get a little bit out of control, and you can kind of snowball from there. So I'm not sure if MVP are hoping that he even like free farms. It's more just like, oh, Courier down. Febby's patience pays off.
It did indeed, but fortunately for Dendi, he wasn't bottling back or crying back the bottle at the time, so and was able to secure himself the top ring thanks to Seneco guarding the bounty. So he's going to be fine in lane still. 3 bottle charges to go. Just his boots, he's going to be missing for 2 minutes, so not the worst in the world there to lose the current. Now, of course, did mean Febby was contributing a lot of time there. Still, he's only just hit a bit of XP himself 3 minutes into the game. He's going to go for a bit of a harass here onto Funnick. Funnick with the blink available should be fine. Funnick turning this one around, in fact, with art style. Seeing if they can find Febby, and there looks like this is going to be potentially your first blood. Oh! Nice. KP with the deny. Very nice. No first blood for you, Na'Vi.
I'm telling you, man, this guy carries. Even when he's killing his own team, he's still carrying. He's probably my favorite player to watch on MVP. And I could be a little bit biased because I'm a position 1 player too. So maybe I just like people who farm a lot. But yeah, he's definitely played a very, very good couple of games so far here at TI. And I'm looking at the things right now, and it's, you know, it's not too lopsided in mid. QO is still farming. He's got his bottle going. It's not really hugely lopsided one way or another, and I think in that sense, you could probably argue that QO is doing very well, and that he's getting enough farm out of his lane to sustain, and no one's really pressuring him anymore either. Because trying to pressure a Slark, like stopping him from farming is one thing, but you're not really going to be able to kill him, because he'll always be able to pounce away from like a fissure block or something like that. So he's a melee hero who transitions into a carry, who's also hard to gank mid, and he's up against a hero that is another melee, which means that he's going to do much better against that than he would something like Queen, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's going to be that point, of course, where QO hits 6, and suddenly you're going to need quite a bit to kind of catch him out and be able to find the kill on the Slark. Dendi getting himself another bounty rune, certainly helping him on his route to that Blink Dagger, potentially. Sitting on 700 gold on top of brown boots. And art style getting taken down here. Nuts with a kill. Now they're going to look for Funnick here. Funnick, he is going to have Blink in 10 seconds, but that might be 10 seconds too long as KP chases one down. Will have another rocket barrage. He's not quite got the mana. Yes, he does. With the stick charges, Funnick in a lot of trouble. Trying to duke it out. Doesn't matter. Nuts with the stun, enabling the fact that there's no escape for that Quap. Double kill for the Lion. Very nice play for Phoenix down the bottom lane.
I mean, he just bought full Tranquil Boots. Oh, that fissure. A very rare misplay there in top lane as well. Havos getting dove under the tower.
They're going for Havos, trying to look for the Jukes here, trying to keep himself alive. He finds one more.
No way! Oh my!
Havos.
I'm reminded of TI3 right now when his Alchemist basically juked into the trees and just got like kill after kill when he was 1v3. How? All right. Let the fours fly. That's all I'm saying.
That was not the play there for MVP Phoenix. Giving away 2 kills to Vorst. He's going to be very happy with that. And you've got to remember as well, this is a PA that is top of the CS board. You look at the CS board at the moment, the top 3 heroes all on the side of Na'Vi.
It's kind of crazy that he's farming so well in the situation. Like, it's Spirit Breaker, I guess, 1v1.
So might be in a bit of trouble here. They've got the control in. It looks like he certainly is with the Hex as well. More than enough time to allow KP to get that Rocket Barrage damage in. So, nonetheless, even though Vorst finding the kills on the top lane, at the same time, KP has been involved in 3 kills so far, just 5.5 minutes into the game.
I'm wondering if MVP's mid-game timing is going to be strong enough. Like, they're basically waiting for QO, I guess, to start moving around. Like, he's the main hero that they're really trying to ensure to get something done. Is that sentry is just out of range. Jeez, that is painful, actually. He knows there's a ward there, and he actually thinks it's high ground because the sentry isn't seeing the ward on low ground, but I think the sentry that you would use to deward that sees it anyway. Charge coming in here.
Yeah, indeed, not so funny. Dendy has got an RP available. Yeah, March is going to cancel this one. Not going to go any further. Seneko was around in the neighborhood as well on his shaker. And oh, here we go. That's going to be the RP used here, bringing Kyo back. They will be able to bring him down before he can get the dance off.
That was a very, very well-coordinated gank there. And Dendy even managed to turn before the RP. Like, you saw the fissure, he just immediately RPs. He overlaps a bit, but the hero stun duration is still plenty of time to be able to secure that. So keeping QO down, it's going to be really nice for them. Dendy's 500 gold right now, so 6.5 minutes in with Arcanes already and Bottle. He's farming very well. And Havos is just like free farm city. And he got 2 solo kills. He's level 7 right now.
He's certainly having a grand old time. At the same time, Spirit Breaker March, now hitting level 6, has got that Nether Strike available if he wants to look for a bit of action. But I mean, at the moment, Febby, he's still only just sitting at level 2, hanging around this mid lane. He knows it's safe to go with the sentry out. But Dendy at this point, a little bit too hard to take down, halfway through level 7, coming up to 900 HP on the line. Not going to be the easiest pick up from Snake, walking into Nuts. No specific for this time. There's going to be a charge coming in from Spirit Breaker. Here we go with the cooldown as well. Massive from KP. They bring down Funnick. They're going to be able to get Art Style as well. Dendy coming in with a haste rune, maybe seeing if he can try and find Nuts. Snakeo's just on the run away from this line. Kyo coming in with a wraparound. Kyo will be able to find that kill and back to the lane. Anything else going on? Doesn't look like it will be for the time being, as Dendy just uses the haste to get himself out. But 3 kills there going the way of MVP Phoenix. Looking very, very nice for the Radiant.
It was a really nice combo. As soon as the call down was cast, it's like KP knew exactly when the charge was going to be coming through. So the stun actually ensured that they both got hit by both missiles of the call down, which is very uncommon. Like, most of the time you land 1, but landing 2 is not really so easy. And I think that as long as they can keep doing things like that, Febby, once he hits level 6, you're going to start having that track gold come into play. And MVP are still very, very much in this early game.
They really are bottom lane by this rune. Dendy finding March. That's going to be it for the time being. Ooh, and Funnick just blinking away just in time. And towards the top lane, actually, we're going to see QO start to make a movement. He has hit level 7, so he has got that potential to dive these towers. Just Artstar and Unforced at the moment. They're going to look towards Artstar. Here we go, Fed with the start. That pounds. Very nicely done over the tree line. Artstar getting labeled with the decay. The soul rip, in fact, sorry, keeping himself alive. Now the Fisher trapping out Kyo, but he's got the dance available. He's on the retreat. There's going to be a Spirit Breaker coming in to try and help Kyo, and Kyo just trying to turn and fight here. He's trying to steal the essences away, but Havorst and Snako are on his case. Moving forward, Kyo getting low. He's going to be able to follow up and get himself out. Now rotation for KP coming up to the top lane. Oh, there's the Nether Strike onto Havorst. They're going to lose Snako. They're going to lose Artstar, and now they may just lose Havorst.
The miss!
Oh! March, he wants this. He's got to charge in a second. He's just going to hit it here with the right click. Simply TP's out from underneath the tower, but MVP Phoenix, they're on top of these movements, and sending the Aljara in there was exactly the play. 3 kills, 5 assists on this guy. He's been involved in 8 of the 9 kills so far, just 9 minutes into the game.
Never underestimate a Gyro. I mean, his early game damage output is insane. It just makes sense. Like, every single time you have a hero who has that kind of damage output, you want to make sure that he's at engagements, especially ones that really affect your early game, like making sure your bounty hunter hits level 6 at a decent timing. So Febby now, like, he's almost halfway to level 5, and he's had a very slow start, but this is very common for bounty hunters because they spend so much time moving around. So if you're contributing to fights and you're getting extra experience for that bounty, you're putting yourself closer to track, you're putting yourself closer to having maximum viability for your team fights, because now the Lion has been left alone in safe lane to be able to farm. He's going to be hitting level 6 soon, and he's not even really that far behind Funnick, who...
I might go for the... He's got the ultimate here.
Nah, it's too risky.
Top lane though, they don't want to go for MVP finish with the charge onto Artstar and the cooldown as well. KP now with another kill under his belt. This Gyrocopter at the moment, pretty much single at just destroying Na'Vi.
Well, what can I say, man? I'm a little bit of a KP fanboy after watching MVP play multiple series. I really think that he's extremely talented, and he understands the hero. It's not about understanding the role every single game. It's about understanding how the hero functions. And I feel like after watching him having played like 2 distinctly different styles, like playing Naga Siren and then playing Gyrocopter, he has a very firm understanding on the carry heroes of this patch and how each one of them are meant to be played. And that's always something that's fun to watch.
Well, Vorce now, here we go with the Empower, clearing out this creep wave. Febby's going to stick around, take away a bit of the XP for himself. Dandy coming in to help this one out. He's not going to want to reveal himself. Well, March and KP are in the neighborhood. Do they want to try and go for some kind of action onto Denzi? I mean, it'd be a good time. Denzi's about 100 gold away from the Blink Dagger. Who's going to make the first jump? Connie's just walking around each other. Here's KP now, but caught up with the Fisher. Dendy actually skewing for Dendy, getting low, but there we go.
Oh, what an RP!
The RP cancelling March's ability to get the nether strike off. Now Dendy and Funny, they're trying to fight it. March, he will find the nether strike in the bash. They bring down Dendy. March now on the retreat. Funny chasing this one down. Should be able to find it. Looking for the deny to the neutrals. Is it going to happen there? We'll be able to burst him down. Funny with a double kill. 11-7, but 3 for 1 in that trade. The question of, did he buy the Blink Dagger before he died? Yes, he did. Yeah. He was able to purchase the Blink, so big plays there coming out from the side of Na'Vi, bringing this one back round. Yeah,
I think Dendy, he played it a little bit greedy. Like, as soon as he hit the RP, he actually goes back to Empower on Funnick instead of just staying in Fog. So normally you would just run straight to the left and down, because that way the Spirit Breaker would never be able to see you to channel the ulti in the first place, but he goes back to try to ensure that Funnick does more damage and maybe secures the kill. But as you said, he did buy the Blink, so it doesn't end up being too big of a deal that he ends up trading his own life, because it ends up being a 2 for 1, which is fine. But also March, he got his Midas off, I believe, before he died too, yeah.
Oh, nuts. He's a little bit all on his own here. There's 4 heroes on the side of Na'Vi moving into him. I don't think there's any way for this line to run. There certainly is a Magnus. Mr. Dendy will be able to get himself that one. More money in the bank here.
He circles the map and says, yep, they're right here. Just found them. Pretty much all of them, actually. That's pretty funny. Maybe he was just trying to get a ward down or something like that.
Worth noting. So, oh, Denzi looking for the skewer, doesn't find it. Cure with a simple sidestep to the left juke. And, oh, there we go with the charge March. He's going to hold himself back from that one. A little bit deep for this Space Cow. And worth noting, of course, Kyoa, he's running the Midas this game. So he's ready to try and get his farm game on.
Midas Lark is really good. One of the carry heroes I think that benefits most from it. Mainly because Shadow Dance and how it scales. So the movement speed bonus is nice, obviously you get 5%, but the regen is actually the thing that matters even more. Because going from level 1 Shadow Dance to 2 pretty much doubles the amount of regen that you're going to get while you're inside of Fog, or at least the enemy team can't see you. So it makes you heal that much faster, which it doesn't seem like a huge deal, but in those situations where you're juking, you get that bonus HP going, and you can just turn a fight based on regenerating a little bit more health and being able to live through those engagements.
I mean, worth noting as well, March, you know, he's been running a Midas, and he's sitting very high up this net worth board. 5k on your Spirit Breaker, level 10 as well. So
like everyone's farming this game.
This is certainly a bit of a farm fest.
It's like 3 heroes from each team are getting a lot of farm, and then 3 heroes from each team, or 2 heroes from each team are getting like no farm. So 6 out of 10 heroes would farm, basically.
Pretty much at the moment, and of course the stacks being created here for Havors to clean up with the help of the Empower when he needs to at the Ancients. And Havors is actually going to find himself Febby here. There is, in fact, this sentry ward down. It doesn't matter, Febby's just able to get himself out of range. So Havors not going to be able to do anything else about that matter.
Just kind of waiting around for Na'Vi to decide if they want to try to team fight. I think in the late game, once Slark gets MKB and gets some stat items, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to deal with him. It seems very hard for that team to kill Slark. If he's ready for the initiation, he gets a good Dark Pact into a Shadow Dance, there's not really a whole lot they can do. The one good thing that they have on their team is, like, Queen, Shaker, and Magnus all have a lot of AoE potential, so sometimes you pop Shadow Dance against compositions and they can't do much in Q.
There we go with the skew in the RP. They want that man dead, and they'll certainly get it there.
That was what I like to call the everything. The Blink, Skewer, Fissure into the Echo Slam and RP, just to say, you know what? You're gonna die. We will kill you. Doesn't matter if we have to use everything.
And you know, I mean, at this point, you want to try and punish that Slark as much as possible, because, of course, with that Midas, he is starting to slowly climb his way back up that net worth. Still, he's a good kind of 1.5k behind the top, and of course, at the moment on the PA, working towards that BKB. Now on top of the hell, has the Ogre Club, coming up to about 800, halfway towards the Mithril on his way to that Black King barn. I mean, once he's got that BKB, he's going to be pretty damn scary coming into these fights.
Yeah, I think Havos, his item progression and the timing that he's going to hit should be very good. And plus, they're going to have Empower on top of that. So we've seen Arise, when he used to play on a team, they used to play heroes like this, like Phantom Assassin with Magnus, or Void with Magnus, or AM with Magnus. And it just happens that being able to go straight BKB is really nice because you just have that bonus damage output in mid. Gonna see a charge.
He's going for Funny. There's the back of Seneko. Seneko able to get off those fishes to count, and then there's Dragon March just turns towards, but they can't soda, but Nuts is there as well this time. Seneko will pay with his life of force, wanting to fight into this one. They're going in, they have got the tombstone down, and oh, massive ult there from Funny, catching 3. Now looking for KP. KP getting low, will be able to back himself out. Homing missile holding Artstyle in place. Looks like that'll be it. No, they want to go forward for more. Denny and Funny chasing down KP. They'll bring down the gyrocopter. Double kill here for Funny on the Queen of Pain. Kyo still hiding on the high ground here. When he's going Havorce, trying to chase down Febby, but Febby will be able to get himself out here with the invis. Oh, that's a crit and a half there. Kyo pounces himself away. The fight recap, of course, 2-for-1 trade there, but they do kill this gyrocopter for the second time this game. But this is a gyro that they need to be killing because he's certainly getting slightly out of control.
The more they can kill him before he gets to BKB, the better off I think that Na'Vi are gonna be. So right now, Havorce, he still hasn't died in quite a while. Like he's 2-1-3 right now. He's still farming very well, highest net worth. When he gets to BKB, that's when Na'Vi are going to start trying to pressure, I feel. Because the longer you let Slark farm, in the ultra late game again, like this is pretty far in the future, like 30+ minutes, he will eventually start to outscale the PA, just because you won't be able to really focus him down fast enough, and he's too elusive, because you can remove the debuff of Stifling Dagger by just spamming Dark Pact. So you, like normally PA is very good at chasing, but Slark is very slippery. Like being able to chase him down is going to be tough. So I think that Na'Vi are still a little bit of emphasis on him, middle lane.
Indeed, Dendy gets the blink skewer, now with the RP as well.
What the heck?
Hell was that? Well, he might just get away with his life anyway, no. And he might be able to turn this one around. Oh, there we go. The shockwave finishes off Nuts. KP trying to look to force Denny back, but it's going to be KP that backs off with the tombstone drop. And he's maybe going to see if he can try and take this one down moving forward. But yeah, a little bit unfortunate there for the line, a little bit of a misplay.
Yeah. I think what happened was he queued up a stun, and then he got stunned and didn't hit, like, hold position or stop, right? Because if you get stunned when you already used an ability and you don't cancel the ability itself, you actually cast it as soon as the stun wears off. So maybe he just had the stun cast from a while ago and it just ends up flying out like that because he didn't hit S or something like that. But hard to say. A little bit of an awkward moment, but right now, MVP, they haven't lost a tower. So they're still doing A-okay. Like when you have a bounty hunter, level 7, your Slark is still farming, your Gyro is still farming, you got your track, you can go take team fights if you want to, and you haven't lost any buildings. I think you're actually in pretty decent shape.
And DQA able to snag himself an Invis rune here, and sitting on 1600 gold as well. I mean, what does QA go for now? Does he go for that Shadowblade build, or does he himself go straight for the BKB?
I think if you're going to keep farming, Shadowblade is good. I don't know if he necessarily needs BKB right now, because he bought Midas, and I don't think that, like, BKB Midas is fine, but that's only if you really think that you have to fight.
They want Dandy charging in. March going to go here with the Nether Strike as well. Dandy, is he going to have any hope of getting out of this one? No, the Magnus will fall. Tombstone has been dropped by Na'Vi. Phoenix around here as well, does have an ultimate available. Backup coming in from Seneko. He's got that Echo Slam. No blink yet, of course. Seneko having a bit of a slower game than he did previously. And March will simply charge away. Looks like everyone just trying to get themselves out of this one. MVP not happy sticking around. And March going to TP himself out. Funnick not going to be able to do anything about that one. So it is just simply Na'Vi losing the Magnus there. Bit of space created though. Kyo here on this bottom lane, applying a little bit of pressure. Artstyle coming in, but Kyo might just go for this one. He has got the ultimate available, and he's got a blink. He decided to go for the blink, and that blink dagger might just secure him this kill. Going for Artstyle here. One more will do it. There we go. Finds the kill. Now pops the ultimate. He's on the retreat. Havorce has turned up to the party, but Kyo should be able to duke this one out. At the same time, bit of a fight going on the top lane, where we saw, well, we didn't see Earthshaker walking into the ground there. Lost his life to a lion. Funnick was able to find the revenge. And Funnick just blinking away there as Mark was trying to come in for a little bit more action.
You know, speaking of action, every single game today has just been fighting everywhere. Both these teams, like neither one of them wants to give an inch. They just want to keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. Don't give any control away. Keep your towers alive as long as you can. I really am happy to be at TI and casting when these are the types of games that we get to watch.
Yeah, I mean, they've been fabulous. We haven't had a single game that I don't think you could describe in any way, shape, or form as boring.
Every single game has been just like, everyone wants to battle. It's like no one wants to back down. There's a ton on the line for every single team, right?
So. QA, he's got himself, well, he's going to get himself out of it. He has got a double damage here and the bottle folded up, but there's going to be a horse going up to the high ground. He really wants to go for this one. Dendi has got the RP available, but Akio going straight for Dendy. Dendy just able to get himself out of the pass. Can they burst him down? Yes, they can. They bring down the slot before he's able to get off the ultimate. And now MVP want to be very careful about taking this fight. Funnick blinking forward with the ultimate does manage to take down the Bounty Hunter. 2 heroes to fall, and off the back of that, Na'Vi will look to try and go for Roshan.
And with the Dominator and 3 levels into Phantom Assassin's Blur, you should be able to kill this pretty easily. I don't think Havos is really even going to take damage.
We've got the pack leader Zora as well here for bonus damage. And with 2 heroes down, it's going to be hard for it. I mean, KP's got to be KP. There's going to be... They want to do it. They want to try and contest it. Here we go. Buyback from Slug. Slug's going to be on his way, and KP in the middle of it all. Here we go with the BKB. What can he achieve here? Not a lot, because Avos turning around with Zerbi with the crits. The son of Sneko. Sneko will fall now. QO focusing his attention towards Avos trying to get himself out. Na'Vi, they've already lost 3. QO chasing this one down here. Avos trying to juke out the pounds, but it doesn't matter because there's a charge coming in from March. There we go. Avos will go down as well. It's a triple kill for KP. And now Funnick, he might just go down as well here on the high ground. Will be able to blink himself away, but now QO with the blink forward. The pounds, the right clicks. They'll get Funnick as well. It's a full team wipe as Na'Vi hit the deck, and MVP now turn their attention towards the Roshan. Oh, what a minute of play there. The decision making from MVP, from KP, absolutely on point.
It's a fight where, again, Inker doesn't get Echo off, and then you have RP. The charge actually hit Dendi when he was mid-RP animation. Like, he tried to go in and stop March with a charge at the same time.
They want to fight it, but they're fighting into, well, Roshan is already dead. There's Sneko with the slam. QO, he might go down, and that is a dieback if he goes down. No, he's able to live, gets himself up to the high ground. KP, what the hell is he doing? He's just killing people. There's your Aegis being popped on the high ground. Funnick trying to get himself out. March will TP away. What is quite going on here? It's, I've got to say, this is Na'Vi slowly losing what they had initially. I mean, if we have a look at the graph, it's going to start to show, yeah, it was pretty much only a slight advantage for MVP, but now it's a massive one. Going up to 7.5, it's going to be even more after those kills tick in. XP-wise, gold-wise, it's pretty much the same damn story. MVP Phoenix, they're doing it. And Na'Vi, they're struggling.
How do you go in on that 3v5 and win? Like, they had Echo and RP, and they fought 3v5 and they won. I don't understand. They should not be able to do that and get away with it. And for some reason, MVP, like that charge from March, actually completely won them the fight. Like, stopping Dendi from getting an ult off and stopping Sneko from being able to Echo. How do you do that? Like, how do you actually... Alright, either way. They do lose the Aegis and the Slark pretty much immediately, but they get 2 kills for it. So I think trading 2 kills for an Aegis, MVP are going to be fine with, considering how well they did in the previous engagement. So it's basically like a 7-hero exchange. Kill 7 heroes for Roshan and losing the Aegis, and I think that's more than okay. And I think the biggest problem with this game so far is that Sneko, he doesn't have his Blink Dagger timing that we saw previously. Like, before he had Tranquil, Soul Ring, and Blink at like 15 minutes or something like that.
Hey, it's not been Seneco's game this one. A totally different Shaker that we're seeing.
Right now, he's sitting on Arcanes, and he's not even close to Blink. Like, he needs 2,100 gold, give or take. I'm kind of concerned right now for Na'Vi because it's like, we talked about the timing of QO and trying to end the game before he gets too many items. If his item progression continues at this rate and being allowed to have Midas and Na'Vi not really pressuring anything, I mean, they haven't lost a tower yet. It's 23 minutes in and Na'Vi haven't even been able to take a tier 1 anywhere.
It is indeed quite something. MVP Phoenix giving the side of Na'Vi the fight of their life here. And he's got the RP, and here we go. Go straight forward. He's only going to find Febby with this one here. We'll bring back the Bounty Hunter. They'll take him down. RP indeed committed for that one. But I think at this point, it's kind of any pickoff that you can find, you take it.
Yeah, you do. You don't risk. You always go for the kills now. They realize that they're far behind, and killing the Bounty Hunter is actually still a fairly big deal. A lot of position 4 or 5 heroes don't really count for much when you're throwing an ulti at them, but if it's Bounty Hunter and it prevents the enemy team from gathering information by having track out and stops them from fighting you, potentially giving away track gold, I think it's more than acceptable to drop an RP on that.
Well, here we go. Dandy with the Blink Skewer finds Nuts. This is another pickoff that is going to be successful as the line gets taken down. March now with the charge. Where is the Slug? He's coming in from the back. There we go. Going forward here. And KP moving in as well. March with his BKB ready to force him down. QO focusing down Sneko. Sneko with the Echo Slam. Trying to buy himself some time. And oh, it doesn't matter. QO finds himself the kill. Funnick now with the ultimate. Bringing KP low blow with pure damage now. Artstyle being charged by March. March is going to be able to find himself the kill in that respect. And they're looking for Funnick as well. Funnick's got to blink in a second. Will be able to just get it off. March's got a charge though in 4 seconds.
I think he goes on.
I think he goes for this. 2 heroes on the side, and Na'Vi towards mid. Havos just cleaning out the waves. Nah, he's not going to go for it. Funnick a little bit too close to base. They might lose Febby here, though. Dendy and a Vorst. Wow, there we go. Dendy with the skewer. They don't have any detection, and Febi should be able to get himself away from this and back to safety. But damn, I keep missing the fight recaps. But nonetheless, I'm pretty sure we would have seen it again. More of an increase here for Phoenix, as they've been finding some fantastic fights here.
I'm really impressed with MVP this game. Like, everyone's actually playing very well. Febi, he's been in the fights, getting the tracks off. He's doing his job. Like, March, in comparison to what he did earlier on Spirit Breaker, where he had that game where he went 1-9, this is like a totally different MVP and a totally different March in terms of what he's able to accomplish in this game in mid.
Again, but as you were talking about, he just can't do anything about the Slark on his own. Slark, Dendy with the RP there, was hoping to drag QO back into it. But Na'Vi just seems to be on a totally different form to what we saw from them in that last game against Cloud9.
Is it actually Na'Vi playing that badly, though, or is it MVP playing better than what we saw earlier? Because I would say that middle lane, Dendy has actually been playing fairly well. Like,
yeah, I mean, that was impressive, yeah.
That was the first time where we've actually seen him make a mistake.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You miss an RP from time to time. Like, it happens. Especially when you're going up against a hero like Slark who has Blink Dagger, and you want to try to throw it, like, down straight away just so you can lock him down. I mean, you know, it's happened to everyone. But I don't think that Na'Vi are actually playing super bad. I think that MVP are just very coordinated in their fights.
And well, okay, but some iron pickups coming out. Here's Funnick. Is able to now finish off the Aghanim Scepter. As, of course, they have got that wombo combo potential. If they do find the RP, you know, they've got the Echo Slam follow-up as well here from Seneko. They've still got the potential to take these fights, but they just need to be able to ensure that they can bring down the Slark before he starts to run havoc, before he starts getting those Essence Shift stacks up. Febi has scouted out Funnick here. As the rest of MVP Phoenix move in, there's going to be a charge. They're going to try and go for this one. Artstyle and Havorst are about in the neighborhood. March, is he going to commit for this one? No. Will cancel it. Holds himself back, and Havorst is actually going forward here onto the Bounty Hunter. And Na'Vi just holding their ground here by the Tier 2. MVP Phoenix not wanting to stick around in this lane and going to look elsewhere for the aggression.
MVP for the moment. They definitely maintain the map control. Going to see another charge mid. He has BKB. Okay, he's going to cancel. But one thing we should always keep in mind is, even though right now it's definitely favoring MVP, you can never count out a team with a PA and a Magnus. Like, one good RP and a crit or two, and you're looking at a completely one team fight from Na'Vi. Like, that's all they need, is just finding that opening.
They're going to try for it. I mean, they've got the RP, they've got the Echo Slam. If they can find an initiation here, then it's almost certainly going to be kill. It's just nuts at the moment on this bottom lane, hiding in the tree line. So if anything, they should be able to find the push and claim this Tier 1. And it looks like, unless Nuts reveals himself, which he's not going to be doing anytime soon, it will just be the tower they'll find him. And Artstyle coming into the tree line, nah, Nuts just blinks himself south. Knows that they're in the neighborhood and doesn't want a part of it at all. Charge is coming in from March, but with the tower down, there's going to be nowhere they can join to, and now it's actually going to be the middle tower. It's going to be the focus of the attention from MVP Phoenix moving in onto this one. The question is, can Na'Vi do anything to stop this, or at this point do they just hold back and look to defend the base?
I think high ground defense is probably the safest choice, but it depends. If Na'Vi don't want to give up a tower, then they can definitely fight. They just need to find the opening for an RP. That's going to be the game changer. A lot of it right now is on the Shaker and on the Magnus, more so Dendy, because Seneko doesn't actually have his Blink Dagger yet. But once the Echo comes out with Blink, then we could potentially see Na'Vi have two really big ways of turning an engagement.
Top Tier 2, looking pretty low. Na'Vi, they're reacting to it, making the move towards this top lane. But MVP, they are all there, and they are waiting. It's going to be QO, blinking forward, just forcing Artstyle and Dendy back, creating the space for KP here to finish off the tower. Funnick will be able to find the deny. And it's obviously worth noting, QO has got that Skadi as well. He's looking pretty terrifying on this slug now, 29 minutes in.
He's getting to that threshold where he's too tanky to kill in stuns. That's the thing that starts to get really scary. So with Echo and RP, you probably could still kill him with this amount of HP.
Oh, he's going to go for a Vorst. Vorst just goes up to the high ground with the blink. And QO will still take the Ancients. Now, can they try and fight here, Na'Vi?
I don't know, man. This is pretty scary. And they see March bottom, probably, but because he can charge, it's too risky, I think, to take an engagement at this point. They probably just want to wait out the Shaker Blink Dagger. Makes the most sense. Like, Seneko is sitting in a solo lane right now, just hitting some creeps, so no reason to really force it. Roshan's not going to be up for another, what, two or so odd minutes? Maybe 3. And then once that happens, we're most likely to see Na'Vi try to go for something.
That's actually making a movement here into the jungle, but he is actually underneath a sentry. Lucky for him, though, the sentry is about to expire. They've got the dust here on the Oh, they're not even going to need it. Vorst with the crits to kill him in time before the sentry expires. And that's a bit more gold in the bank there for Vorst, who is still notably doing very well in terms of farm. Top of the board here for Na'Vi, but still just under 2k below the Slark, and there's about 2.5k difference between himself and the Gyrocopter.
For now, it's just a waiting game. It's Na'Vi waiting to get their core items. Okay, Seneko has Blink.
Okay.
So with that up, Na'Vi can definitely contest now. The scary part is Gyro has BKB. Like, we've been talking a lot about Duo.
If they get Dart, he got the Dart Power cast off, and he should be able to get this one out. He's just turn and pounce onto Snako, and now he's going to blink away, and now Tiger, oh, here we go, trying to control him here. They're bringing him down, and they do find the kill. They're able to bring down Slark. That is the kill that they needed now. Funnick blinking forward with the dagger slow onto Febby. I don't know if they can find anything more here, Na'Vi, but I think they'll be very happy with that. They lose Seneko, but they kill Kyo.
Yeah, that's what they have to do, though. They have to drop everything on him. There's no way they can let him walk around and, like, okay, well, we have to wait for a better RP. It's no, you need to RP and echo him.
They didn't need the RP in that one at the end.
Yeah, but I'm saying most of the time, it's like
it's worth it. If
the mentality that you should have going into the fight is not, I need to land like
no.
Dandy. Okay, that's number 2.
He tries for it. It was ambitious. It would have been very flashy if he got it. And that's what we want. We want to see Magnus' try for the flashy plays, because when you get it, you get it.
Yeah, it feels really nice to land those like 4-staff blink RPs, or you know, you go in and you just RP and then you refresh and you skewer somebody else in after blinking and then you RP again, like the Arise plays. Like, everybody wants to be that guy, right? So I understand going for the high risk, high reward in this situation. The nice thing for Na'Vi is that Roshan's going to be spawning pretty soon. I think MVP will most likely be in position to defend, though. But they have Echo up in a minute. And then 10 seconds after that, they will also have RP. So I assume by the time this is available, both teams will have pretty much everything for a team fight. And this definitely has to be the point of contention. Like, Roshan pretty much breaks the game, I feel, for either team at this point.
It's certainly going to be big. Vorst, 3.4k gold coming up on top of the Skull Basher.
I think he goes Abyssal.
I think he's got to. They just need every kind of form of control to keep tabs on this Slark. And Kyo, how's he doing? Well, 2.1k gold on top of the Scardian. Well, March with the charge. Smoked up as well. Are they going to look to try and fight off the back this? No, it's going to be cancelled this time. Still just waiting for that opportune moment to jump. And worth noting, the next fight, March has now picked up the completed Assault Cuirass. And Roshan, it's indeed going to be pinged out. They're going to try and go for it. They are still smoked up. And the question is, Na'Vi, are they just going to stay on the base? Do they suspect that they are doing Roshan? Are they going to try and contest it?
They know now. They have Echo, but RP's still down for 10 seconds.
I think they can buy themselves the time potentially to do it. Roshan's now at 50% of health.
It's dying too fast, I think.
Oh, Daddy. Oh, he might find Febby. No, Febby able to ward this one off for the completed Guardian Grease. Ah, there we go. Funnick will finish him off with the ultimate. They've already lost Seneko here. Artstar trying to chase it down. Denny with the haste room, but he's getting stunned up. Blink now, blink forward, but he gets hacked. Oh, the crits from her balls. That will be able to find themselves the kill onto Nuts here on the line. KP moving forward, wants to try and find Denny and Artstar now. BKB pop by Vorst in front of the Bastions as well. Going for KP. KP getting low, but March with another strike bash, holding her Vorst in place. Her Vorst trying to chase down KP, and there we go. We'll get it there with the help of Funnick. They find the kill onto KP, and now there's your RP onto March. Her Vorst going forward as well with the blink. Funnick's there as well. Kyo trying to turn us the fight. Kyo will be able to find the kill. Denny actually paused the BKB there before he dies. Unfortunately, her Vorst and Funnick, they want to fight Kyo. Can her Vorst find the bashes? Well, he can't when he can't see him. Kyo with the hits, with the essence shift, doing what he can, blinking forward. Wants to try and clear this one up. Looks for Funnick. Funnick getting low. Should be able to find it. No, Funnick blinks, denies himself to Roshan. And Vorst with the bashes gets himself an ultra kill. Her Vorst is able to clean up at the end of what an incredible fight between the two sides. And let's have a look at the fight recap. It is Na'Vi coming out on top, thanks to the fact that they were able to take down both KP and Kyo and March, the three heroes that really do matter at this point.
And don't forget poor Nuts, who just got obliterated by Havos. Like, he just blinked and immediately crit him, and he just turned into vapor. Like, I think it was 1100 damage or something like that he got hit for. And now with the Abyssal Blade completed, Havos can pick and choose his engagements, right? Like, he can pop the BKB preemptively, go in, Abyssal Blade onto the Slark, or potentially even onto like a support like Lion, for example, just to kill him before he's able to do anything. And because of the fact that Slark doesn't have MKB yet, QO doesn't have an answer for the PA.
No.
Like, this is the point in the game where the PA is pretty much the strongest, because it's prior to BKBs coming out on either of the hard carries of the enemy team. But sooner or later, MVP, like KP will pick up his MKB first. He's already got Demon Edge available, and then you're going to be looking to QO to get the same.
I mean, I don't think MVP can do anything about this, can they? They're charging in, but Roshan's getting low. Denty's in fact going to have RP again in 10 seconds. He's going to have RP.
Yeah, he's going to have BKB as well. This is very dangerous. Okay, they stopped the charge. They realized that it may have been a little bit too risky.
I mean, that one fight as well, it is starting to bring this game back round for Na'Vi. 14k lead turning into an 8k lead, and XP-wise, it's pretty much the same old. So Na'Vi going to be a lot happier now in this position. Now smoked up with the Aegis ready to go. Can they find something else? They've got all the ultimates available here. Mid lane, Febby chilling out at the moment. Seneko moving forward here. They're actually going to turn their attention towards, well, Nuts, but Nuts is able to blink himself away. Febby getting caught out here with the damage coming from Avors. Funnick actually finding himself the kill. They'll get themselves a tier 1 as well. And now the question is, does Na'Vi just keep pushing? Is there any point in them stopping? Are they ready to try and go maybe even to the high ground?
Yeah, I think they go tier 2. They probably realize how strong Havos is right now in comparison to the enemy carries. I don't think the MKB has been revealed on the gyrocopter, but it will be soon. And then they might respect the high ground a little bit, but this tower is free. And in reality, they could probably just go bottom too. Or maybe they just go high ground.
Oh my God,
that's
stun just in time. It doesn't matter if he gets in. The Hex will be able to go out onto Havos. So stops him from killing him, but it doesn't matter. Undying able to find the final touch there with the Soul Rip. And that's your line down for this defense. Well, the Bounty Hunter's going to be back in 5 seconds. Fortification now out from the side. And
can they even stop
this? With the wraparound, he wants to try this fight. Going for Seneko here. There's going to be the cooldown as well. KP is not, now he moves in, but the Invisible Land of QO will be dark patched off. QO getting low. QO able to keep himself alive. March now with another strike onto X-Force. Looking for the bashes, but Avors with the bashes himself is able to stay, well, not alive. He's going to go down here with this Aegis. He's ready for round 2. Is he going to get himself out? He is indeed. Blinks away to Funnick. Backs himself out. They've already lost Art Style and they've lost Seneko. March charging forward. He does not want this fight to be over. QO moving in. QO ready to go, ready to jump. Who's he focusing? He's focusing Dendy. Dendy poked the BKB, trying to get himself out of this one. That's how he's going to be the main chase in there. Blinking forward again. The skewer is not going to save you. Dendy trying to blink out. Is the damage enough? Oh, no, it's not. Dendy just able to get himself away from this one. KP with a missile chasing down Havors. Febby's there as well with a backup. March is charging in whilst at the same time QO wrapping round. QO's going to find Funnick. In fact, Funnick's not going to be able to do anything in this fight. Leaves Havors. He's hexed up. He's stunned up. Havors getting low. Havors is going to fall. Killing spree here for the gyrocopter. Another kill under KP's belt. And MVP Phoenix saying, well, you may take a very nice fight around that Roche pit and take the Roshan, but this game is well and truly not over, and we're ready to do everything to defend our Ancient.
This is like an insane back and forth between both of these teams. It's kind of like PA, Magnus, and Queen versus the Gyrocopter, the Slark, and the Spirit Breaker. And honestly, I don't know who's going to come out on top.
Artstyle's certainly not going into this one. QO is there. He has got the Ghost Scepter, but that's not going to be enough as KP now picks up the kill. And towards the top lane, Febby, yeah, just getting the tracks out here on Seneko. Nuts actually blinking forward. They might be able to find this with a pounce as well. Seneko, he's going to fall. 3 heroes down at the moment on the side of Na'Vi. Let's have a look at the buybacks. They're all short of the money to do so. The mid lane's being pushed in. The top lane as well is getting there in terms of creeps. And we may be looking at a set of racks going down.
Yeah, there's no buybacks. This is just racks. See, QO went from having nothing for an MKB to a full MKB in the last couple of engagements. So the amount of money that he got because of track gold pretty much put him over the threshold of being at that point in the game where it's like, okay, maybe Slark isn't that good against PA right now because I don't have that true strike. But now, both carries do. So guess what? All of a sudden, Havost, even with a Satanic, against double MKB, it's not going to be that good unless you get a nice RP and an Echo. So he's relying now heavily on his team instead of being that self-sufficient hero. And we talked about one racks, that's double melee.
It's big indeed, and no chance of Na'Vi finding anything off the back of that as MVP Phoenix is straight out of this. But yeah, as you said, 2 sets of melee racks at least down. Not the best position for Na'Vi to find themselves. In terms of the graph, we've seen it. MVP Phoenix recover that game. You know, we saw Na'Vi bring it back down, but MVP Phoenix saying, oh, we're going to hang on to our lead in terms of XP and gold as well. We're now seeing more of an increase as it heads towards 20,000 difference, favoring the side of the Radiant.
And Na'Vi had such a nice timing. They had Aegis, there was no MKB on Slark, they were pushing high ground, it looked really good, and then the Shaker dies before he's able to do anything. I think the Gyrocopter clipped him with like a flat cannon and a call down or something like that, and then Dendy's not able to get his RP off, they get chased all the way across the map, they get 2 more heroes picked off, and it's just like into double racks. I guess the saying is, when it rains, it pours. And unfortunately for Na'Vi, they are significantly behind at this point. And it is, I mean, it's on Dendi and Seneko. Like, they gotta land big ultis. That's the play. The Undying doesn't really do much at this point. Like, sure, the damage amplification from Fletch Golem is nice, and Tombstone is a minor nuisance, but, I mean, he's pretty much only bringing his heal to the table. And maybe eating a little bit of uptime on damage by just popping the Ghost Scepter and hoping that QO kind of like walks around and tries to hit you. So, Moon Shards now on this Slark. And there's going to be a Butterfly completed on KP soon. I dare say that this has almost gotten out of hand for Na'Vi. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to turn it with this kind of deficit.
Well, they're going to have to need something spectacular, as you said. But yeah, this Slark is just looking absolutely disgusting at the moment. QO certainly knows what he's doing, and we've been talking about him a lot, but KP's Gyrocopter, 15 kills, 12 assists, has only gone down to 3 times this game. Pretty stellar performance here from MVP. Let's see what they can do here. Going straight in on Force. Force getting low. RP from Dendi, they're going to control the Kuro, but he's got the Dark Blade. He's going to be fine with the Shadow Darts as well. And now KP moving in. The damage is too much. Na'Vi needs to get themselves out. Force falls. That's going to be funny going down as well. 3, 4 heroes down. Force buys back. Arsenal is dead. It's only Dendi and Force that are going to buy back, but I don't know what they're going to be able to do without the help of their team. Bunk has got a buyback available here in this situation, but both Artstar and Seneko can't return to the playing field. And MVP off the back of that might be ready to try and force the final 3rd set of melee racks. Here we go on to the tier 3. Buyback has come out from Funny, but now Force getting caught out here as Nuts as well. He wants some. He goes in here with a Hex, finds it to Force. Funny now tracked up. Throws the dagger out to Febby, but now KP finds the tier 3. Now moving forward, tracks have come out left, right, and center. They've got full vision of the side of Na'Vi. And here we go, QO blinking forward with the bash as well. Funny will blink himself out now. Force trying to fight, but now with the call out, Nuts with the sun as well. Force, he's going to melt. That's a dieback. Force is down. GG is called. MVP Phoenix take the first game in this series, and what a performance from the team that climbed their way up through the wild card. And now here they are in the group stages, taking a game from Na'Vi.
What else can you say, man? That performance from March, like the charge inside of the pit, making sure that Dendi didn't get his RP off, they take a 3v5 at Roshan and win. Like, when you're under that much pressure and you're able to make plays like that, it's just a hallmark of a very, very good team. And I don't really think there's any arguing now that MVP, they're good enough to compete with the best. Yeah. Like, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind. Like, they can take a game off of anyone, and people who are watching this game are going to have to, like, even other teams, like, they're going to have to respect the fact that it's possible. And sure, Na'Vi made a handful of mistakes this game, not going to lie. I still think they had a very, very strong timing and a good opportunity to be able to just go high ground and straight up Rax MVP if they had executed properly. But as much as a team can make mistakes, you still have to be good enough to be able to win. And I think that MVP, like KP, for example, QO, March, they all played very, very solid games. And Febby, like, he died a couple of times, but he still did his job.